One of the questions we hear all the time is, if we choose mediation, are we still going to have to go to court? And the answer in most cases is no, which I think is a huge relief for a lot of people because for many, walking into a courtroom is one of the most stressful parts of a divorce process. Some people are nervous about speaking in front of a judge. Others feel embarrassed having the most personal parts of their lives discussed in a courtroom. And some are simply overwhelmed by the logistics, taking time off of work, arranging for childcare, or just trying to figure out where you're supposed to go when you get there. The good news is that in most mediated divorces, none of that is necessary. One thing that surprises many people is that even when you reach a complete agreement in mediation, a judge still has to approve that agreement in order for you to be legally divorced. And that's an important distinction. A judge is always going to be involved in the legal process, but in most cases, that involvement happens by reviewing the paperwork we prepare and submit on your behalf, not by meeting with you in a courtroom. As attorney mediators, we prepare all of the documents necessary in order to finalize your divorce, file everything with the court, and guide your case through the approval process. For most couples, the next thing they hear is that their divorce has been finalized. Occasionally, a judge may ask to speak with both spouses before approving an agreement. And I want to emphasize that this doesn't necessarily mean that your agreement is being rejected or that you've done something wrong. Sometimes couples end up reaching an agreement that's unique to their family or that differs from what a judge commonly sees. And in those situations, the court may simply want to ask a few questions on the record to make sure that both people understand the agreement and have entered into it voluntarily, appreciating all of the legal consequences of the decisions that they've made. It's really about making sure that everyone is making an informed decision. One advantage of working with attorney mediators is that we've seen enough cases to often recognize when an agreement is likely to prompt those kinds of questions from the court. If we think there's a possibility that a judge will want to meet with you before approving your divorce, we'll talk about that well in advance so that it doesn't come as a surprise. Our philosophy is that people should always know what to expect. Divorce is stressful enough without wondering what's coming next. One of the things that we're most proud of is helping clients navigate not just the conversations that happen in our mediation sessions, but the legal process that follows as well. We want you to feel supported from the very first consultation all the way through to receiving your final divorce judgment. If you're considering mediation and have questions about the process, what it actually looks like, we'd be happy to answer those during a complimentary 30-minute consultation.